Today we're watching the Shoe0nHead video that came out a little while ago called "These People Are Sick." It's referring to the video where someone unalived Charlie Kirk, and I'm just going to say my opinion on it from the get-go is that it's a shame of what happened to him. Anyone who makes fun of his death is obviously not good people, but it's what I'm trying to say. And anything that's coming of them, like if this was a left-leaning person, then again, nothing should ever happen bad to these people. You're supposed to have conversations, and I love the fact that he was having these conversations, but the fact that he got silenced is just not good at all. Like we need to be having this dialogue back and forth. And as it says on Shoe0nHead's thumbnail, it's like, this is a turning point. Me and my old man were talking about this too. I think this is very much a start, not the start, but it's definitely a spark. And it's, if this continues, there's going to be more sparks, and eventually it's going to be a flash in the pan, and things are going to go down. That's my opinion on it. I know I showed this video to my old man before I've seen it. He didn't give me much spoilers, but he did tell me that she's very serious in this video and doesn't make much in the way of jokes. So we're going to see what she says, and I'm going to try to give my commentary throughout it. All right, here we go.
On September 10th, Charlie Kirk was giving a talk at Utah Valley University, and out of nowhere, he was dead, live, in front of a bunch of college kids.
I know there's a video of him going around being shot, with it being very grotesque. I've never seen it, thankfully. I don't have to see it. I know what happened. And yeah.
In front of his wife and his 2 children.
Yes, I remember that too. It was also in front of his children, which is insane, because how do you explain that to one of the kids? And I remember hearing what they said, what the mother said is said to one of the kids that he's going away on a trip with God to get berries or something like that, because they're very religious.
And I don't think the country is ever going to be the same. Not only because of this horrific tragedy, but because of everything that followed. The dark, disturbing realization that we may not be on the same page as our coworkers, classmates, friends, neighbors, doctors, when it comes to the issue of murder. I was crashing out on Twitter a few days ago.
Oh, let me read this, because I haven't read her stuff. These last 2 weeks have completely blackpilled me on the left, even after the 10 years of covering their antics, woke slop, etc. I'm not leaving the left. I still have all my economy left positions. I am quintessentially 2015 Bernie bro, a Hugh Long disciple. I don't know what that is. For strong social safety nets, workers' rights, etc., and that hasn't changed, and it only has gotten stronger within time. Yeah, I agree with that too. I side with them on things like Israel and war in general, but is that even what the left is nowadays? No, it's not. I don't know, looking around socially, personally, on a human level, if this is what the left is. I am not left. For the first time in a decade, I truly do not want to be grouped in with these people. It is now very clear we live in a completely different realities with different morals, from the insane, bizarre reaction to the murder of an innocent woman on a train, reflexively getting madder about the people.
Stream of consciousness posting about.
Where was I here? From the insane, bizarre reaction to the murder of an innocent woman on a train, reflexively getting madder about people being mad about it. Being mad about it than the actual murder, dismissing people's very real concerns about a dying, decaying society to, well, that's just living in a chud city, or in the city chud. Car accidents are more common. To celebrate the gruesome murder of a husband, father, just a guy, not a politician, not a CEO, a fucking guy. For having normal econ, campus conservative, coworker politics, for the crime of not being a liberal, not believing in the current something, It is clear how they react about Charlie is how they would react about me, my friends, my family, any of you, your friends. I know that like I was watching a lot of the stuff that was happening, and I know that after he died, or I have to probably censor that word. Crap. Whatever. I'll leave it in. After he got unalived, a lot of people were saying that they were getting messages saying that you're next, which is insane that this is happening like this. And I'm afraid of what's going to be coming down in the next little while. Me and my father were saying that like very soon, possibly, that there might be a civil war, and this might be the spark that causes it. We're not 100% sure yet. It could be another spark that takes place. Maybe someone else might get unalived, which would be terrible. And that might be the one that finally pushes people over the edge, which is going to be crazy. What was I at? It is clear how they're reacting about Charlie is how they would react about me, my friends, my family, any of you, your friends, your family. Chats have ever, I don't know what they're saying there, have ever stepped out of line of the nebulous, the ever-changing definition of progressive. Anyone who's ever been called a Nazi for the stupidest shit in the last 10 plus years. Okay, it's slowing down. Come on. Am I going the wrong way? I am. Okay. Charlie was staunch. For anyone who's been called a Nazi for the stupidest shit in the last 10 years, Charlie was staunchly right-leaning, and I don't agree with everything he said. There was one there that I didn't agree with, but I'm not going to get into that. But remember, none of you are pure enough. Many things have made me feel this way over the years. DNC, effing Bernie twice, COVID lockdowns, trucker protests, being lied to about Kyle Rittenhouse and believing it like a moron. Drag kid shit, being gaslit with the Balenciaga drama, realizing adults should be able to do what they want is becoming a fascist belief. The bike Karen lie, how they wanted Daniel Penny's head. I don't know who Daniel Penny is.
4 days later, I have a clearer head, but I still feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about the aftermath. And then we're going to get a little personal, because frankly, I don't see the country the same anymore, and I know a lot of you feel the exact same way. So we're going to talk about it after we talk about everything else. Charlie Kirk was not a healthcare CEO. He was not a powerful politician. And let me be 100% clear, I'm not saying this to say that it's okay when those people are murdered. My point is that those are positions of power that most people cannot relate to. Like, the average person is just so far removed from that world. But I think what happened to Charlie is hitting differently because, like I said on Twitter, he was just a f***ing guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a f***ing podcaster. He was a guy who talked about politics. He was a guy who had...
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to create a VTuber model too, is because like eventually I want to create a full VTuber model. Right now it's just PNG. But I do have crazy takes too. And like, I feel like my takes aren't that crazy. I feel like it's a lot of normal people's takes, but I don't want to share my face or anything like that. My face is out there if people really try to find it. But if I ever see, like when I do make a Discord, if I ever see someone post it, then I'm going to ban them, obviously. But yeah, it's like a lot of people are going anonymous because they're afraid, and now they have a very good reason to be afraid. And I can see a lot of people not necessarily taking up arms against people like this, but at the very least being very defensive. And if they come on their land, like they're gonna cause issues. I think like that's the only thing I can think of right now. But and I think this has caused a lot of people to wake up and realize. And I can't wait to see a lot of other people's reaction to Shoe0nHead's video when I start seeing reactions pop up. Yeah.
Conservative beliefs.
And we'll go back a little bit.
Talked about politics. He was a guy who had conservative beliefs. Not everyone knows a billionaire CEO or a powerful politician, but they do know somebody with conservative beliefs. they know somebody who holds some or many of Charlie Kirk's opinions. Because despite what people in their little bubble believe, his core ideology and what he believed is the same shit like your conservative boomer uncle on Facebook posts. You can only disagree with this if you are unfamiliar with Charlie Kirk, or you are unfamiliar with the many different branches and different ideologies of the right wing. Now, don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk had many bad takes over the years. Like, for example, the two most popular quotes I see people posting are the one where he advocated for stoning gays and black women are too stupid to be pilots. But guess what? Both those things, the two most popular quotes people are posting to justify this guy being murdered, are out of context. But idiots like Stephen King ran with it, then later had to apologize for spreading misinformation about a dead man. These people will build a straw man of you in their minds. They get so fucking mad about it that they celebrate the real you dying. Horrifying. But more importantly, even if everything was in context, who cares? Oh, he said this, oh, he said this. I don't care. There are many things he said that I disagree with. There are many things he said that I think are bad. Who cares? It is just a fact that nothing he said warranted his life being taken away. This is America. We have freedom of speech here. Unless you criticize a certain country, but for the most part, we have freedom of speech here. So after detaining not just one wrong guy, but two wrong guys, the FBI finally got the shooter.
Oh, they did?
His own father turned him in.
Oh, yeah.
They were just too fucking busy not releasing the Epstein files to reach a political assassin. It was this fast demon, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, another irony-poisoned Reddit shooter who wrote a bunch of memes on the bullets, including "Hey fascist catch" and
"Notices bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this question mark?"
I fucking hate it here. A lot of people were saying that the shooter was a groiper, which is a far-right fan of the streamer Nick Fuentes, and
I've never heard that word before, groiper.
I have no fucking idea where that came from. I'm gonna be so honest. I have seen no actual proof of this. And it doesn't make sense because someone further right than Charlie Kirk wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a fascist, and they wouldn't say he was hateful. Their proof is that the shooter once dressed up like the Slav Squad meme from 2012.
What the fuck?
And they also found a separate meme of Pepe the Frog dressed like the Slav Squad meme.
What?
Therefore, the shooter is a groiper. That is like seeing a photo of the shooter dressed like a clown, and then seeing this image of Pepe the Frog dressed like a clown, and then being like groiper confirmed. What is the connection? The shooter didn't even post the Pepe image. Like, where did the Pepe even come from? Just a bunch of liberal boomers not understanding memes. The other thing I saw was the shooter had Republican parents, and therefore the shooter must be Republican, which is just funny because we all see what these people say about their Republican parents every Thanksgiving. But I guess we'll see. It's September 14th when I am recording this, so maybe more things will come out. Editor Shoe here, more things came out.
And the governor says the motive in Kirk's shooting is not yet certain, but the suspect was on the left.
Definitely not a groiper. At the end of the day, he could have every single one of my or your opinions. It ultimately doesn't matter. One person may have pulled the trigger, but then we saw the reaction of many.
Yep.
We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
Yo, they got
Disgusting.
Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with...
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
Rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog.
God, this is disgusting.
I do not, and I will not ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Thoughts and prayers.
Oh no, someone shot Charlie Kirk. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this.
And this is like a big reason why I'm just like want to save up a bunch of money, get a bunch of money, and then just leave this country. Like I'm in Canada right now, so I have no way of defending myself against people like this. Because it's more difficult to get a gun and stuff. So I just want to leave to a country that doesn't have these issues and then just like watch from a distance, honestly, like, because I'm not a fighter. I'm not one to fight. I'm just a watcher, and I like to watch from the distance and like not really get involved and just get into a place of safety. And this place is not safe anymore.
Today, but that's how you pick up a woman.
Heard someone got shot today. I had a tummy ache this morning. Stay alive out there.
The sympathy for Charlie Kirk is weird. You don't have to like violence, but I'm confused as to how you thought the revolution was going to be magically bloodless.
I've been saying we need to bring back political assassination.
Oh my God.
And I don't think that everyone deserves the right to free speech. I think some people should be afraid to express their opinion in public.
I didn't like what he said, and I didn't like his opinions, and I don't really give a shit that he's dead.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact few. It's just great.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
This is so hard to watch.
I saw the video before they even put out the confirmation. There was no chance that he made it through that. This wasn't the one we were hoping for, but a welcome surprise nonetheless.
I'm surprised that y'all didn't get rid
I've seen this one.
And I'm surprised that you guys aren't getting rid of more people. Like, don't stop with him. Don't let him be the end dog. Get rid of them all. His wife deserves to go too. Y'all keep on talking about his wife and kids. They need to go too because they're carrying on that mentality and that lineage. Like, get rid of the whole family. I'm so sorry. Why did you guys stop with him?
There were thousands of videos like that. Some
Yeah.
of these people posting with their full names and faces, with hundreds and thousands.
And then getting fired.
Thousands of tweets celebrating it, with 500,000 likes. And it's important to remember that all of those likes are a real person. Millions of people in this country apparently believe the acceptable response to speech they don't like is murder. This wasn't just a bunch of fringe blue hair SJWs or whatever. They were teachers, professors, doctors, HR workers, healthcare workers, nurses, pediatricians, people who work with kids, people's classmates, roommates. They are teachers showing our children the gory
Wow. That's disgusting.
murder on repeat. The hippy dippy in this house we believe shitlib mask was ripped off, and underneath was nothing but psychopathic bloodlust. I have seen people on the right celebrate the death of people they disagree with. I've seen it. I remember Heather Heyer in 2017.
I don't know that
But I
one.
also remember the whole internet, left and right, coming together to disavow and mock the few dozen people from Stormfront who were celebrating her death. This is different. It's never been like this before. It's never been this much. It's never been this brazen. Normal people have to log into like an alternate Twitter account where they can post their more unorthodox opinions. And these people are out here, full face, full name, like hell yeah, murder. What? The smug, unearned confidence these people have to be openly sociopathic with their full name and face because they live under the pathetic delusion of being on the right side of history needs to end. They will blame you for your death because words are violence. Words are violence, so them killing you is just self-defense. That's why they're using Kyle Rittenhouse as some kind of gotcha. Oh, if you don't condone political violence, why do you support Kyle Rittenhouse? They fundamentally don't see the difference between killing someone over speech and killing someone over self-defense because these are the same things to them.
Yep.
So I'm going to be the one to point it out because of course I am. I saw nobody else do it. Why are most of them women? Most of the people celebrating are women. Like, it's a good, like, 80-20 ratio.
I'm not going to touch on that because that feels like a really bad thing. Let's hear what Shoe0nHead has to say about it.
All over the internet. What is going on, ladies? Basically, the whole country is shook because...
In 2024, I found out many people would celebrate a murdering president. Not many people would celebrate murdering me. I don't know who that is, but yeah.
Last year, they realized how many this year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of them. At the end of the day, this is all the inevitable conclusion of the punch a Nazi thing from like 2017. Do you guys remember that?
I kind of remember that.
We knew it was a slippery slope. That's why we were against it.
What was that? Ah.
At the end of the day, this is all the
I forgot to turn this up. Shit.
inevitable conclusion of the punch a Nazi thing from like 2017. Do you guys remember that? We always knew it was a slippery slope.
Sorry about that. Forgot to turn up the freaking video. I tend to keep it really quiet on my end when I'm watching it in pleasure. Remember that this man thinks that it's fine to punch anyone considered Nazi. Please tell me again how that's not a slippery slope.
That's why we were against it. And they always say this dumb shit like, if you don't want to be called a Nazi, stop being a Nazi. Even a congressman from my state, New York, was like, oh, if you want to stop being called a fascist, you should stop being a fascist. Yeah, that's great, except you've called everyone and their mother a fascist and a Nazi for the past, like, 15 years. And I see a lot of progressives in my audience like, Shoe, you're not like Charlie Kirk. You're not a fascist. Here are all the things I have been called Nazi, fascist, reactionary for over the last few years. Would you like to see? I have been making this list since 2023. Let's go. Let's just read this together real quick. Mocking/criticizing pop feminism. Believing adults can do whatever they want. Being pro-free speech. Being liberal. Talking to people I disagree with. Being friends with people I disagree with. Following people on Twitter I disagree with. Supporting Bernie Sanders. That one came from the right. Being registered independent, criticizing Joe Biden, criticizing the Democratic Party, not being attracted to feminine men, not hating men in general, criticizing Canada's MAID program, not taking the COVID vaccine, criticizing the FBI, criticizing the CIA, believing the CIA killed JFK, using an American flag backdrop for my videos, saying elites, saying working class, saying based, making a joke about Joe Biden eating ice cream, making a joke about Pete Buttigieg being born in a test tube, making jokes in general, being cis, being white, being a woman, being a cis white woman, telling someone to take a shower, not being anti-gun, not being fat, being monogamous, liking Huey Long, celebrating the 4th of July, supporting Assange, criticizing the movie Cuties, praising the movie Sound of Freedom, being against pedophilia, being against the destigmatization of pedophilia, being against children watching porn, being critical of kink at Pride, being against children performing at drag shows, not being racist, I swear to God, being a class reductionist, saying biological sex, mocking people for debating the ethics of necrophilia, my username, owning a pet rabbit, questioning the Bush administration's involvement in 9/11, growing up in a Catholic family, eating meat, wanting to get married, wanting to have children, being married, having children, being at January 6th to interview people, saying it's okay if someone doesn't want to date a porn star, not wanting to do OnlyFans, criticizing Kanye West, criticizing late-stage capitalism, criticizing the billionaire class, criticizing Israel, criticizing eating the bugs, criticizing a fashion company for being creepy, you'll remember that one, supporting nuclear energy, parentheses, its toxic masculinity, supporting TikTok tradwives, supporting one-income households, supporting UBI, supporting farmers, supporting truckers, not celebrating October 7th, supporting Palestine.
Oh, I'm getting whiplash from some of these. Holy crap. I feel like I need to say something at this point. Oh my God, how long does this go on for? It's like literally anything you do is like not good. And this is why it's like, I don't care anymore. It's just like, do whatever the heck you want. It's like, I don't, call me whatever you want. Cause like, it doesn't matter at this point. Oh God.
Not liking brutalism, saying colorblind anti-racism was good, wanting to date someone who has a good relationship with their parents, not liking Indian food, saying men and women are different but complement each other, being followed by JD Vance on Twitter, saying Hillary Duff is cool, making fun of Reddit, and for Asmongold reacting to me, criticizing American imperialism, wearing a bow in my hair, liking VTubers, and now being anti-death.
Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi. He was a fucking Nazi. And you know what kind of Nazi is the best Nazi? A dead one.
You know, I really want to grab that list that she gave me and try to just compare it to any one of these people. And then like grab the two, like if Shoe0nHead actually had like the the lens that people look through on some of these things of like why this makes her a fascist or whatever, or makes her a revolutionist or whatever she said at the beginning. I want to just like grab these two and put them together and then like make it so that now this person's also a Nazi, and then make it so it's like, so then be like, so is it justified to now end your life?
I am a better person than you for celebrating the death of a Nazi. And actually, it's pretty weird that you're not, and simultaneously asking people to have empathy for the Nazi.
Nazis have children and families, right? But Nazis also get shot in the neck.
They don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to talk about my personal feelings of the situation because I know a lot of you can relate. I know a lot of you have been feeling the exact same way. So I will try and put it into words for you. I have friends who were friends with Charlie Kirk, but I didn't personally know him. We follow each other on Twitter. I've been to the TPUSA Amerifest in 2021. I actually went there planning to make a video making fun of it, but I had so much fun and met so many friends that I'm still friends with to this day. So that video never happened. I disagreed with him all the time. You can literally go to our...
Let's see.
Oh, that video never happened. I disagree. Agreed with him all the time. You can literally go to our Twitter interactions. I was always correct.
Some of these just words go over my head because I don't know it well enough because there's just too many buzzwords.
Correcting him about like Bernie Sanders. I made an egg look like his face. It is safe to say I was no fan. But this has really shaken me in a way that I absolutely did not expect. These last few days after what happened, I kept going to every single like lefty, liberal, left-wing person I know and like checking out what they have been saying about this. And besides maybe like 4 or 5, every single one was being an unhinged psychopath about this. Or saying some backhanded shit like, this is why we need gun control, which, first of all, we were just watching a whole bunch of people celebrate killing someone over political differences. You are never taking our guns now. That is not happening.
Nope.
I felt like I was in the middle of the ocean. I was trying to like grasp onto a flotation device, checking all of these accounts for their take, like, be normal, be normal. Nothing. Nobody. I'm just drowning in a sea of evil, apparently. Maybe I was just blind up until now. Maybe they changed. Maybe I changed. Is everyone going crazy or am I going crazy? I don't know. All I know is it is clear how they react.
I think she's just like, personally, I just think Shoe0nHead was like, I haven't followed her for that long. I thought she kind of like understood how like the left was acting. But I guess this is like her kind of like, lack of a better term, her awakening of like realizing of how bad the left really is and how they're celebrating this. Like, I feel like if the president, if Trump was unalived last year, then this would be a lot bigger and this would be a lot more crazier because people would absolutely be celebrating like crazy of his death. And the fact that they're celebrating Charlie's death kind of shows like he's just a normal guy and they're celebrating his death. Yeah, I don't know. And if they did it with Trump, then it would have been a bit different. And in the fact that I think Shoe0nHead kind of would have went along with it, maybe. I'm not sure. But we'll see. Let's continue.
To this is
Rewind
going
it.
crazy. I don't know. All I know is it is clear how they reacted to this is how they would react to me, my
Yep.
family, my friends, you, your family,
Yep.
your friends
Yep.
that have ever stepped out of line from the nebulous ever-changing.
And this is why I'm really glad I'm not on the internet. I only watch YouTube videos. I don't have a Twitter account. I don't have. I think I do have so I do have a Twitter account. I do have a Reddit account. I've never I've rarely posted anything. Like I think I posted something on my Twitter account years ago, and I've never done it again. But I never got Twitter for the longest time, or X now. I think I never got it like during COVID. And for the Reddit one, I think I had to get it to watch NSFW stuff. But that's the only reason I've gotten it. And yeah, I don't have a Blue Sky account. I don't have, obviously Blue Sky is really bad, but I don't have that. I don't have True Social. I don't have, like, I only got Discord. I did deactivate my Facebook, but didn't reactivate it later. But I read it. I'd never, like, the last post I put on there was like way back when I was like, I'm like 29 right now. I think I posted something when I was like 16, 15, something like that. And then I had it when my grandma was like, you shouldn't swear in front of me. And I'm like, all right, well, that's the last time I used Facebook, and I never went back.
Changing definition of progressive to me, my family, my friends, you, your family, your friends, that have ever stepped out of line from the nebulous, ever-changing definition of progressive. These are people I thought were level-headed. They were left-wing, but, you know, like, they were one of the good ones.
No.
Like, you can joke with them, you know, they weren't those, like, woke SJWs, like, they were...
Whenever I talk with people, like when playing a video game and the thing of politics come up, I don't interact at this point. I don't say my opinion unless it's a one-on-one. But if it's in a group setting or even with 3 people, I'm just like, no, I don't want to say anything because it will get turned around. Even if they bring it up and start talking about it, I'll just leave the Discord and go somewhere else and just start listening to my YouTube videos that are talking about idiots in cars driving, like making accidents and stuff. But yeah, I'll never, I'll never, what's it called? I'll never talk about politics in my personal life with friends, except for 2 people, maybe 3 people, in my personal life. My best friend, I've been friends with for 10 years. I think he's a bit more left leaning, but he understands, and me and him can actually talk back and forth. And he's what I call, or he's just the embodiment of a devil's advocate. So we can kind of talk back and forth about that kind of stuff ish. It's a little difficult sometimes. My dad, me and him are pretty agreeant on stuff, but he can actually tell me about like history and like compare this to other times in history. And another guy that I talked to, that me and him are kind of just on the same page about everything. All right, let's continue.
Were cool. You can joke with them, you know, they weren't those like woke SJWs, like they were cool. We can disagree and still be friends.
No, like anytime I come across someone who's left leaning, I don't make any comments. Basically, I just let them talk about what they want to talk about, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's all right. And it's like if they ever ask for my opinion, I'm like, no, I'm not going to give my opinion. Sorry.
You know, your friend wouldn't celebrate you being murdered, of course. But if they would celebrate an exact clone of you that wasn't you, that had all the same opinions, or some of the opinions that you have, if they would celebrate that clone being murdered, they're not your friend. No. I'm friends with people who are friends with Charlie, and I see how they are completely broken about this. Seeing them...
I also think with Shu right now, I wonder if her friends, the quote-unquote friends that she has, are like, I wonder, you can kind of see it or hear it in her voice, if she's kind of just completely shattered with her friends, what people she thought her friends are, and having to basically... like she does have her husband, thankfully, to have as a support group and stuff, which I assume he's going to be on her side about everything. But I don't know how many friends that she has that are actually left. I know that she was probably making a bunch of new friends with, I know she was talking with like Smugglana as the VTubers, and probably some other ones here and there. So I'm hoping that she is making a bunch of new friends and potentially good ones. But I think all of her old friends that were all left-leaning are, of course, celebrating Charlie's death. And she is very scared for her own life now, because I think she also, I'm not 100% sure, but I know Smugglana was saying that people were messaging her saying you're next, and I'm pretty sure that Shoe0nHead was probably getting the same sort of messages from people.
With Charlie, and I see how they are completely broken about this. Seeing them like this, and then at the same time my other friends posting shit like, "Rip bozo."
Yeah, let me rewind that. I wasn't really
They're
listening.
not your celebrate that clone being murdered. They're not your friend. I'm friends with people who are friends with Charlie, and I see how they are completely broken about this. Seeing them like this, and then at the same time my other friends posting shit like, "Rip bozo." It's just sick. It's just sick shit. Personally, I would rather live in a world full of Charlie Kirks who would sit down and debate than a world full of people who agree with me but would murder people who don't. Because if it's now normalized to just murder people who disagree with you politically, we don't have a society.
No.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
But some of these people in particular, like, why the f*** are you celebrating? You! They think you're a f***ing Nazi too. They'll make a nice compilation of all the hot takes you've had over the years and spread it around to justify your murder. You don't get it, do you? We are all Charlie Kirk. I have been doing this for 11 years. I have been harassed, doxxed, threatened, whatever, you name it, for 11 years by the left. And it hasn't moved me an inch because that's not how politics works. That's lunch table politics. I've talked about this before. People on your side being mean to you doesn't mean you overnight change your opinions on, like, healthcare. It doesn't work that way. I still have all my economic left opinions. I'm for strong social safety nets, workers' rights, unions, wealth caps, whatever. That has not changed. This is not me leaving the left because, frankly, I don't even know how to do that. This is me and many, many people looking around us at our so-called allies and realizing that even though we might share some, like, political opinions, we fundamentally do not have the same values or morals. And are we really allies if we agree on, like, taxes, but don't agree on the sanctity of human life?
Yeah.
I don't know. The way we view death now is just crazy. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the desensitization, in part thanks to the internet. You used to have to go out of your way to see gore and stuff like that, and now you're just scrolling through Twitter and you see someone set on fire if someone gets stabbed on a train. And when someone like Charlie...
And luckily I get most of my stuff through YouTube, so that stuff gets censored, and so I don't have to ever really see that kind of stuff, so it's really good. Like, I went to... back when LiveLeak was still around, I went to it once and I saw a person get their ear removed with a sharp object, and then their head pushed in with a frying pan, like hit over repeatedly over and over. And I think that person was homeless that they did this to. And then I never went back to that site ever again because I'm just like, that is horrifying. I think I occasionally see gore here or there. I think very recently I went back to, when that was back when LiveLeak was still around. So that was probably like 2017, probably even earlier than that if I think about it. Yeah, probably around there now that I think about it. Yeah. There was one time I went to like Reddit 50/50 because I was wondering if I was still around, and saw a guy get his hand blown off by him holding a firework. But he was drunk too, and so he didn't feel any pain. Basically, it was just like whatever. But that is basically it. I haven't really seen much in the way of gore because it's just not like most stuff is kind of funny. This is just not funny. It's just scary, and yeah, and so yeah, I'm trying to think. It's like, well, I guess if you count video games, I did play like a lot of Doom games, and there's a lot of gore in that. But that's demons. It's not really humans being killed and stuff, which is, yeah. Anyway.
You see someone set on fire if someone gets stabbed on a train. And when someone like Charlie dies, it's not even real to people anymore. Like, it's like a movie or show. Oh, that character died? Good. I hated that character. Like, no, that was a real human being with a family and kids, actually. Like, that was someone's son. The internet has turned real people into nothing but cartoon characters that disappear when you close an app. I remember for years people would be like, oh, when you have kids, you'll change your mind on XYZ. And I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. No.
Yes, it does.
And they were right. Almost overnight, you stop being so selfish, nihilistic. You stop having utopian fantasies of wanting to live in a post-capitalist society. And all you want is for the world to be safe. For the world to be safe and normal. And all that matters is your family and your community. And then your country, and then the world. You know? But we can't save the world. You can't. But you can save the people around you. You can't say to these people who are celebrating this and justifying this, you can't say, what if that was your dad or your brother getting killed for their opinions, because they've already
Because they would say, good, those people deserve to die. I've seen videos of like a daughter going to her father's eulogy, I think it's the right word, going to his funeral, and basically saying, thank goodness you're dead, basically. And I'm just like, holy crap.
cut those people off. They've already cut those people off out of their lives.
Yeah.
And posting videos and pictures of Charlie's wife and young kids will not move these people at all. Because they hate their lives. They hate their families. They are atomized bug people. They are the unfortunate product of modern society. And I feel bad for them. I do. I pity them and I wish I could help them. But I have bugman fatigue. And for the people who will come at me in a blind rage with a list of all of Charlie Kirk's, like, biggest hits to convince me that I should hate him and should not mourn him. If you thought what Charlie Kirk said is wrong, you could have debated him. He was one of the few people left willing to do that, and now he's gone. Charlie was a fan of free speech, but I'm worried whoever comes after Charlie won't be. Like, even from a political standpoint, not even a personal human standpoint, why are you celebrating, like, the most popular college Gen Z political pundit dying? Like, why are you celebrating him becoming a martyr? Say goodbye to that young male vote. All the liberal Joe Rogans in the world are not fixing this. I just hope for the sake of this country that political violence does not become normalized, does not become a thing.
I think it's going to continue, honestly. This is just a spark, and I feel like there's going to be a lot more. It's going to be very interesting.
I really don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see retaliation. I don't want to see us fall into a civil war. I don't know. This has all been...
The fact she brought it up, I don't want to say it, but I think we're absolutely heading for a civil war. It's going to be within my lifetime for sure that the USA for sure is going for a civil war. I might as well just say this now. Me and my old man talk about this all the time of like where I live in Canada. I can see lines getting redrawn and people or state or provinces in Canada joining the US after the Civil War. And especially if you guys ever want to look up and talk and look about topics about this, check out a guy called What If Altist. I'll just quickly actually do this. Speak of the devil, there it is. So it's this guy. He I don't watch his videos on I thought I muted my mic for a second. I don't watch all of his videos. But he like you can see I haven't seen some of his stuff in a while. But there has been some here, like which one was it? This one. The top 10 potential future wars. One of them was the American Civil War. And it was saying how, like, I don't know if you guys actually saw that, now that I think about it. Oh, yeah, it was on the right side here. And one of them, it didn't say in, like, which one was more likely than the other. He just simply said that these 10 wars are likely to happen very soon. And one of them is the American Civil War. And I haven't seen a lot of his videos recently, but I think he says that we're still on the track to go for a civil war, and possibly at the point where there's almost like maybe even no return. And this might be the turning point. Like Charlie Kirk's death might be the turning point of people actually taking up arms. And I don't know if they're going to retaliate or what, but at the very least they're going to protect themselves. Like I can honestly see people just walking around now, going around public spaces. I don't know how it works, honestly, in the USA. But just simply walking around with like AK and full body armor of just like, or any sort of gun basically, and just full body armor and just protecting themselves, possibly their friends. Like if another Charlie Kirk pops up, like someone who wants to just talk and communicate, I can see a lot of people coming out and just being basically having an entire like Secret Service defense force for this one person. And if he goes down, then it will turn into something very, very bad. That area that happens, and potentially going from there, and sparking out further. But I don't know. It's going to be very interesting.
Extremely blackpilling to. I really don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see retaliation. I don't want to see us fall into a.
I don't want to see it either. But I'm very much a realist, where it's like I expect this to happen. I expect there's going to be some very bad things happening.
Civil war. I don't know. This has all been extremely blackpilling. I think I'm going to take a break from politics. I don't know. I'm a YouTuber. Like, I'm not a political pundit, right? I'm not. My goal here, my purpose here is to entertain, is to make people laugh. That is what I'm going to do. That is what I will continue to do. The news cycle will move on. The world will move on. Charlie Kirk's kids won't move on.
I don't know what she was about to say there. There's a bit more left in the video. But Shoe said it herself. Just because she doesn't care about politics, or she's trying to move away from politics, doesn't mean that politics doesn't care about her. So, like, it's going to come back into her face, and she's going to continue talking about it, considering that, like, she kind of pushed herself into this position a little bit.
His daughter won't move on. His daughter does not have a dad anymore. And that fucking sucks. That sucks. I don't know what else to say. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my crash out. If you're new here, my videos usually are not like this. They're actually nothing like this. They have music in the back. They're fun. They're goofy.
You had some music, Shoe. Don't worry about it. You're doing all right.
Things are just not fun and goofy right now.
No, they're not.
But I promise you the next video will be.
Unless something really, really bad happens again and you're forced to make a video about it.
Yeah, thank you for your attention to this matter. Bye.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for half of this video being really quiet. But yeah, that is wild. Yeah. Well, you guys have a great one, and I can't wait to see what other VTubers are going to be talking about with this video from Shoe0nHead, if there is going to be any at all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.